So, hello everybody and welcome to the channel. A few words by way of disclaimer to begin with. First of all, there's nothing especially mighty about me. Second of all, I'm not really a guru. And anything that I say on this channel is really only what I think. So, that said, let's get on with the ride. So here we are, it's around about halfway through February. The weather has been absolutely appalling of late. Relentless rain. The roads, as you can see, are still quite wet. There will be puddles, if not lakes, on this ride, my ride to work at a job I've recently started. I've just taken on a kitchen where I'm head chef down in Langdale. And this, on the only apparently nice day that's going to happen this week, I'm riding to work. Today I'm on the motorcycle that I fondly call the Magnificent Beast. It's Yamaha XVS 650. Feels like a very big bike, despite only having a medium capacity engine. But do you know what? 40 years of motorcycling, and I've had bigger, faster bikes, mostly sports bikes. Never really considered myself to be the kind of guy who would ride around on a cruiser. But I tell you what, since I bought it, there's been no looking back. I've still got my Suzuki GSX 600F. He's in the garage at the moment. I'm tinkering around with the electrics. There's one or two faults that I need first of all to isolate and then to fix. And I do still like to ride that bike, but I guess you get to a certain age and speed doesn't really matter that much anymore. Here I am plodding along at about 30-35 miles an hour. As I said, the roads are still very wet, and I'm just sitting back relaxing in what is essentially a reclining chair on two wheels, just enjoying the ride. So we're not far from a place called Millom, which is not far from where I live, and we're on the southwest edge of the Lake District National Park, a place where I came to live about 10 or 11 years ago now, simply because as a climber and a mountaineer and general outdoors person, I like to be amongst the mountains. So here I am sitting patiently waiting for the lights to change. I've just overtaken at the lights, or rather parked in front of a guy in a Jaguar, so we'll see how he responds to that. Looking in the mirror, he's about 100 yards behind me, so he doesn't seem too bothered. So we're coming up now to the main A595, a road that runs from Whitehaven and Workington on the northwest coast, all the way down round the bottom of the Lake District and on to Barrow, and then after that you've got the motorway, the M6 heading south or north, depending on your preference. And we're just beginning to get a glimpse of the mountains above Coniston, a place where I've spent quite a lot of time and know intimately. So here we are on the 595. Once I get around this little corner coming up, I'll be able to open the throttle and be travelling at about 60 miles an hour on a road that's really, really in good condition, despite the fact that it's, as I said, still quite wet. We're going to have some lovely sweeping curves coming up. I must have ridden this road a couple of hundred times by now, know it quite well, know what to look out for, know where the junctions are, and I'm just sitting back and enjoying the ride. as you'll have noticed, there's a few guitars in the house, and they're going to be featuring in the videos too. So it's going to be motorcycles and guitars, but it's going to be quite a bit more than that. Now, I know how YouTube works, and there are going to be people saying, oh, why on earth should we watch this new channel by this mighty gooey yogurt? There's so much out there to watch. If motorcycling is your thing, there will be other channels that might suit you better. If you play guitar a lot, there will be channels that are specifically about that. What I want to do is something different, and I don't think it's been done. So we're going to have a channel here that has motorcycling, outdoor activities including mountain climbing, rock climbing, kayaking, wild camping, guitars, and there'll also be quite a bit of cooking. What I want to do here is to share bits of my life, because I think that it's quite an interesting one. And there'll be a fair amount of politics in here too. I have a particular point of view that allows me to understand all of the nonsense that's going on around us, and I hope to pass that wisdom on to my audience. I don't at any point expect to have anything but a small following. But whatever happens is what's going to happen. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't. So anyway, back to the ride. Yep, so we're heading down now to Duddon Bridge. We cross the river, head up the road a bit, and then turn left and head for Coniston. Gotta say, a couple of observations here. I've now spent 4.5 hours editing this video, just doing the editing. I've had a lot to learn. It's been a long process getting the software to work. It's not getting the software to work, it's learning how to work the software. But it will get easier, like everything. The more you do it, the easier it becomes to do. So here we are going around the corner to the Duddon Bridge. As if by magic or teleportation, 2 miles further down the road. We've turned off the main road now. We're on a little country lane heading toward Coniston. This road has recently been resurfaced. They've done a pretty good job of it, but there's still going to be quite a lot of water on the surface, so 30-40 miles an hour, perfectly okay for me. And one of the things you've got to be careful of on roads like this is that there is usually a lot of agricultural traffic around. There might be anachronistic people on horses and the odd pheasant flying around. It's a rare day when I ride or drive this road that there's not some evidence of roadkill somewhere along the way. And there we go with the agricultural traffic, no indication. Learned not to expect it. Don't judge, don't blame, don't get angry. Which leads me rather neatly on to one of the things that I'm going to be discussing in forthcoming videos, which is the question of the attitude that we bring to our motorcycling. Now, for my part, this has evolved over the years. I used to be a very angry rider. I used to go along with a great writer, incidentally, who I recommend thoroughly, called Michael Stewart. If you read his books, he makes much of the belief that when you're out on your motorcycle, you have to assume that everybody is trying to kill you. Even that granny in the Fiat Panda wants to kill you. Now, whilst this makes for a lot of good jokes, and, as I say, highly entertaining reading, I find later in life it's not that helpful. And so what I tend to bring with me to my motorcycle is an attitude of understanding and tolerance. I was speaking earlier about my particular perspective on things that I think perhaps gives me a better insight into why it is that we all do stupid things, pulling out when there's a motorcycle coming and just not having really seen it. People are living highly stressful lives. Everybody, almost everybody except for the privileged 1%, are struggling. They're worried about work. They're probably going to do a job that they hate. I'm not, by the way. And so they're going to be distracted. They're going to have a lot on their minds. And they're certainly not thinking about you or me on my motorcycle. I have a great deal more to say about this, and I'll be saying it in videos to come. So for now, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride. I do have a lot more footage of this particular ride to edit, and that will be going up soon. So in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this, my first video. I know it's flawed. I'm still learning. And I'm looking forward to the whole learning process and lots more videos. Crosses the Duddon River estuary, and then we're going to head up the hill and then turn left and head for Coniston. I think we'll have some music.